Hey YouTube, coming out to the Great League team that I used both in the Ultra League and Great League to get me a total of about 400 ELO. So I'm going to talk about the team in a second here, why it works so well and get into the battles. But I actually want to talk about this season of GBL and why I'm struggling so much and why I kind of went to this team. I think there's two huge reasons why I'm struggling in this season of GBL. The first one is, like I've kind of mentioned every season, the player pool gets smaller, everyone seems to be getting better, and I'm not only am I not getting better, I think I'm getting worse. I think I just don't have the focus. I don't have the desire to hit legend anymore. So it's just a lot of things that I'm just kind of playing in passing, and I'm not putting as much time and effort into it as I would need to actually become a better player. And with everyone getting better around me, people are just generally passing me in terms of skill. Like again, I'm not completely useless. I keep pointing to this 2 seasons ago and the Toronto Regionals. I made it to the finals of Group A. Like I can play against good players and I know how to play well. It's just that like when I'm trying to grind a GBL event and I got kids in the room or something, that I just don't have the focus and I don't have the time to put into this like I used to. That's the first part. The second part is the meta, and nothing is more evident than this than when I did my Giratina analysis for the top teams. Because when I did the first Giratina analysis, I'm like, okay, its record is 24 and 25, so let's an under 500 record. Its average is under 500, so it's going to be a good Pokemon, but maybe not amazing. And then you went and I did the analysis of like, oh, here are the other like top 5 Pokemon of, not top 5 in per se, but like the 3 or 4 of the top 10 Pokemon in Great League. Here are their averages. Diggersby, like 20 and 28. Clodsire, just as bad. Dusclops, just like everything had an under 500 win percentage against the meta, and everything had an under 500 average or close to it. And that can sum up the season. And I've talked about how the meta has shifted substantially this season as well, right? And how it's so much more open now. So before, like 5 seasons ago plus, since like season 1 up until about 5 seasons ago, there has always been a trifecta of Pokemon that have been meta. In the first few seasons, it was Registeel, Azumarill, Swampert, Umbreon, Sableye. The next iteration later down there was Trevenant, Registeel, Walrein. And then you got into your Noctowl, Stunfisk. And then you got into your Medi Lantern. So there's always just a core Pokemon that every single person would basically use. One of those Pokemon in the trifecta would be on a team. So you knew what you were going to go up against. And so you either built with it because they were just so meta. They were so dominant. Like Medi had like something like a 32 and 14 record against the main meta, right? It was just so strong. So everyone knew people were going to use it. So you used it too, or you built against it. And it was very easy to team build in those confined metas. This meta, thanks to all the buffs and nerfs over the past like 5 seasons, is insanely open. And that is the problem. And not only open, they opened it up to have typings that were generally useless before now be very meta. Scizor, as a Pokemon you've probably seen a million times, as a Steel Bug, both of those typings were absolutely garbage, but Steel and Buff got buffed this season. Poison got buffed, which has already kind of been around the meta. And Fire has a lot more play this season. So suddenly it's not just that you don't have your like 10 Pokemon that are dominating the meta. Suddenly you have 70 Pokemon and like 4 more typings that are main meta. So you don't have that dominant Pokemon that is going to really do super well against everything, because there's so many just typings in this meta. There's so many Pokemon with different moves that everything seems to have some sort of like really hard counter to. And that's why I see it's tough to sort of team build at times, because it just feels like you are going to run up against something that's going to beat you, because there are like 70 usable Pokemon, and like basically every typing now has play in this meta except for Grass. Grass seems to, I mean, it has play, but it's been pretty tough for Grass this season. Anyways, so that was it. Anytime I tried different teams, I felt like I was hard counter. Between playing like crap and feel like you're getting hard countered, I've dropped to 2350. 2350, maybe even 2300. I think that 2300. So I was in the Ultra League. It was during the Ultra League when it was just the Summer Cup and the Open Ultra League. I'm like, I hate the Summer Cup. I'm just going to go play the Open Ultra League. And I tried teams that I was playing like garbage. And then I'm like, you know what? What do I use in the Great League that I dominate with? Scizor. I'm like, let me just play with it in the Ultra League. Okay, Scizor only has one weakness, Fire. Let's put 2 anti-fire Pokemon on the team to deal with the Fire weakness in the Ultra League. And I'm like, Jellicent has been a top Ultra League meta Pokemon forever. Let's run with that. And I'm like, I know dragons play better. But Scizor's kind of glassy, so I want one of the bulkier ones. So I'm like, let's go with Regidrago as this sort of newer one with this dragon energy. And I went from like 2300 to like 2500, 2550 in the Ultra League. So like 200, 250 ELO with that. And then the league turned over. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe the league turned over. This sucks. I don't want to go back to Bastion League. I'm just like, you know what? This team actually has play in the in the Great League. I don't want to go back to the Great League. I want to just continue playing the Ultra League and dominate. This team actually is transferable to the Great League. I can just use the exact same team. It's played like, yes, the bulks are a little different, so the matchups play a little different than they were the Ultra League, but the same concept is there. Jellicent's a good save swap. Regidrago is probably maybe even slightly, I don't know about slightly better, but good in the Great League because there's not a lot of Ice and Fairy right now. And if there are Ice and Fairy, I got Scizor on the lead to deal with it. And the team worked well. So I ran up to 2748. And then because I'm behind on videos and people are not submitting as much this season, this is always I can't tell if it's a tale of the state of my channel or the state of GBL. Well, there's not a lot of submissions. Before, during the season, I would have like 20 to 25 submissions sitting in my submission box to showcase. People always want me to showcase them, and there's people are playing. And now I shot a couple that you probably saw over the last few days here, and I'm down to like 3 submissions, and they're like Ultra League and Master League. They're not even Great League. So I can't tell if my channel's just dying and people don't want to submit anymore, or like GBL is dying. Aside from that, once I got to 2748, I'm just like, oh, I should just run with this team. And then I went 1-4, and then once I hit that 1-4 loss, I got to 2700. You're like, I need other teams. So I'm trying other teams out so I can showcase them this week. Doesn't mean I won't necessarily not go back to this because I feel like this team is very good. And it's funny, there is one more submission Great League team, which I'll probably showcase later this week, which is the exact same. Scizor, Regidrago, and Blastoise, submitted by a member, a subscriber, who also had that same sort of idea. So the concept works. Basically, I play out most leads. Jellicent's your save swap if you really get into trouble. Although I have save swap Reggie into some fires here too. So let's start with the battles. We're already 5 minutes in, and there's 7 minutes in. Oh crap, 7 minutes in and 20 minutes of battles. It'll be a little longer video, but that's okay. The Dene is one that is, you both get to your first moves at the same time, but your first move is a Night Slash, which is resisted. So in this matchup, I always play it the same way. Shield the first move, get to the Trailblaze. They're likely to shield as well, and then commit to the farm down. That's what I would do, but unfortunately they caught on Giratina. Now, if it was a Ghost Giratina, like a Shadow Cloud Giratina, I may have left into Reggie, but it was a Dragon Breath, so I stayed in, got it out, and then once I came in with pretty quickly with Feraligatr, I knew that they're still sort of switch locked, so I got into here. Unfortunately for me, man, this thing is spammy, and Jellicent, this is where it just plays a little different from Ultra League. I would easily live that in the Ultra League. But unfortunately, I do not live that, and I go down because of it. So luckily, I have Reggie, which does a lot of Dragon Breath damage. Breaking Swipe spams pretty quick. And at this point, I think my win con is probably just trying to run with Scizor against the Dene and what's left here. So I take that super effective Ice Beam. I come in here. I'm just going to go straight Night Slash. I know they have shields. It's not a shield issue. It's trying to just get the boost. But I don't get the boost. But they do throw a charge move instead of trying to commit to the farm down here. And that allows me to take them out with 1 HP left, and I get a Night Slash coming out to beat the Feraligatr. So, pretty tight one there. I think I got a couple tight ones right off the bat. And unfortunately, the attack rise comes after the matchup. Okay, Typhlosion, terrible lead. I'm coming in with Reggie. And, if I get hit with a Fairy, I'm screwed. Like, it's pretty much game over. So it's more of a risky play. The problem with Jellicent is that has Thunder Punch. And I expect them to have a better answer for water than I would expect them to have a better answer for Dragon, is the main thing, right? Because people aren't really building for Dragon. They're building for water, which has been the main meta since Season 1. So I grabbed one shield back. I am going to shield because I want to try to flip switch here. Unfortunately, I kind of recognize they're going to get to a Swift beforehand. So I'm just basically like, thank you, Scizor, but you're just become a sacrifice now so I can combo Reggie Jellicent with the back line here. I do get to a Night Slash, which is nice, and I grab a shield. So that's great. I'm resetting the hopefully one turn leg here. It doesn't work all the time, but I come in with Jelly and they decide to immediately swap into Dusclops as well. So they have a move banked. I know that. So get to the Shadow Ball here. Hopefully this is almost enough to take out. Do I try and snipe here? Yeah, bank this move. Yeah, bank this move. Catch here. Shadow Punch, not enough. And now if they don't throw a move, I'm going to get to a charge move here. And if they did throw a move, I'd have the Surf on Jellicent. So definitely need to do some jumping around on that one. But able to take out what's left of Typhlosion. Another Dedenne. This time we'll play it out the exact same as I suggested last time. This time maybe they won't catch here. So shield up the first, throw the Trailblaze. They're likely to shield, and then we'll shield up the second, farm down, and come out with some energy and switch and see what they come in with. If it's a fire Pokemon, leave immediately. If it's most other things, you probably stay in, but we'll have to see what it is. So here comes the second shield, and they come into Toedscruel. And again, I don't have a great answer for this, so we will chip with these Night Slashes, and the spam on this thing is super, super strong. Able to get one shield and the Night Slash off to take this to the deep red. Trying to reset to make sure I don't get denied, even though I'm coming in with Reggie, and the Dragon Breath getting denied wouldn't be the worst case scenario. They do have a move. Seed Bomb's resisted. Wrap will be neutral, but not amazing. Dedenne comes in. I'm just going to spam this. Electric is resisted, so they have to get to play rough. Take this out here. See what's in the back now. Credilli, they are switch locked, so I'm going to catch here. I know Reggie's my win con. I know I can live one Grass Knot. And I know I can put pressure on them with some charge moves here. And Acid's just a little slower, so they're going to get to a move here. That's fine. But they couldn't go too far, because then I would have a move. Now I just try not to get caught on is basically your win con here. Land the Dragon Energy. Just about takes out a couple Dragon Breaths, and able to drag 1 HP Dragon Breath down what's left here. Fret is a surprisingly close one, considering it only has resisted charge moves. So I just go straight Night Slash. I don't think there's a point of going Trailblaze, because you're going to win just going double Night Slash, and they're just going to go double Swift. And I'm shielding, because yeah, Swift would take me to 1 HP. They decided to go to, which was kind of interesting, they decided to go to Trailblaze, which means I knew I could farm up a bit more. And then they tried to catch the Night Slash on the Dedenne, but I held it back. So now I essentially just took out the Dedenne on my own here, which is with Scizor, which is great. I assume I'm going to come Reggie. Yeah, resisted Dragon Breath down. Electrics are resisted, so that's fine. Come out with some energy. Jellicent comes in. So I'm going straight Dragon Energy. Again, I don't see a point of baiting Break and Swipe here. If they shield, so be it. I may try and catch here. No. Gonna show the Shadow Ball. Thinking that I can outpace just because I had the energy advantage. And yeah, I will get to another move here. So and I may even try and, I was say maybe try and catch. Ferret comes in. They have to go back-to-back Swifts here. And one Swift will not take me out. So they have to throw a second one if they have it. They do not. Reggie putting in work in this matchup here. And I come and catch. I don't need to catch this, but I'm just coming in here. Adding a little insult to injury. Glycopod. Glycopod's tough, right? Because... and even worse, they're running Shadow Claw. So it's a terrible, terrible matchup. So I do end up catching on Jellicent. Both charge moves are resisted. So catching here. But my Bullet Punch is resisted. Their Shadow Claws are neutral there. They're now going to probably farm back to a move and bank it and come something else here. Which is why I'm holding it. You may be wondering, why aren't you throwing a charge move? I know they're going to try and catch. I know they're just doing super effective with the Shadow Claws and are just going to try and catch on something to catch the Shadow Ball. So I was just I'd rather just come out with energy. You're not going to threaten me with any of your charge moves. So I do get the Diggersby down to the deep red. I don't think it's worth fighting for switch here. Unfortunately, I just do go down a quick attack. Scizor, I do have a move. I don't want to take a double super effective fire punch, so I'm just chipping here. Oh, and they shield. So they shielded, so I think I was trying to catch the fire punch because I'm like, if they're shielding, they probably want to throw the fire punch. So I catch the fire punch, which is nice, to be met with the Bastiodon. And this game's over. So all my dragon moves are resisted by the Bastiodon. Dragon Energy does almost nothing. This thing could take like 4 Dragon Energies, and these Smackdowns are adding up, and they're going to come out with a bunch of energy. And the Gliscopod banked like a move and a half, too. So this game I cannot come back from when I got this alignment here. So that happens sometimes, right? There's some Pokemon, and this is why it can feel RPS at times. There's just some Pokemon that you'll have on your team that'll just get absolutely destroyed by other Pokemon. And that's why these win percentages, even in the top Pokemon, the win percentages and plus I threw this out against the Diggersby because I thought they only had one Pokemon left. Not that it matters too much, but yeah. It feels like there's always going to be a counter to your Pokemon out there. So it could just cost you matchups like it did here. If I didn't have the Bastiodon on the back, it's a pretty good chance I win that matchup. But Bastiodon, Fairy, Ice, those ones there will be. Even Ice I could potentially, as long as it's not Steel, I could potentially deal with Ice. But I cannot deal with Bastiodon there. Mirror match. Mirror match where I lose the CMP is a terrible situation to be in. Nobody seems to get the boost here. Even if I catch on what is the question. So I just throw CMP even though I know I'm going to lose CMP. So there's really nowhere I can go. I don't want to come Jellicent because I know Night Slash is super effective. I'd rather take a non-stab Night Slash here. But man, these Dragon Breaths really did add up there. Taking that out. A Lysopod. Throwing the Breaking Swipe. Terrible on the counting apparently. If I was trying to even count. I know it's 10. Like Gliscopod's an easy one to remember. It's only 10. But they do get a move off. Luckily, they end up shielding my Breaking Swipe. And now I can take this out with Dragon Energy. I could have also come Jellicent because Jellicent would have just dominated because everything would have been resisted. But I take that out. What's in the back? A Stunfisk. I may try and catch here. Yeah. Catch a Mud Bomb because Discharge is resisted on Reggie, so they have to throw a Mud Bomb. So catching a Mud Bomb, they're still going to need 2 Discharges. Surf's also super effective because they're half ground. So it's not like they can just farm to 100 energy because one more Surf is going to take them out here. So they have to throw. One is not going to take me out. They got to go back to back. And if they go back to back, I'll have Reggie with a move. So they do not go back to back. Here comes the second Surf. This will take out for the win. Dunsparce. Don't see a lot of Dunsparce. They have neutral moves all around. I'm going Trailblaze just because I'm hoping that Trailblaze plus Bullet Punch is enough to take this out. And it looks like it will be. I know I'm going to have to shield one and take a move. Just because of the pacing on this thing. So I'm letting the first move go to even see if I live it. And I do. Now, if I remember this matchup, I shield and I end up losing this matchup stupidly. Okay, because I get sniped. And then I just lost a shield and then I have switch, but down a shield is a bad issue. I know this is again, this is one of those 9 times out of 10 I say let that Dunsparce take you out. There is absolutely no point of leaving a Pokemon with like 1 HP left. Now, the reason I left it alive, I tried to keep it alive, was I got 2 Pokemon that kind of cover each other's weaknesses, right? Reggie, again, weak to Ice and Fairy. Jellicent can deal with most of that. Jellicent weak to Electric and Grass. Reggie can deal with that. Dedenne in the back is like almost a top left, just an FYI. So I thought like keeping the Scizor alive, I can align in the back, plus I would have a Night Slash coming out, and I'm already boosted because of the Trailblaze, so boosted, unless it was like a Fairy, a boosted Shadow Night Slash from a Scizor is still going to chip. So I keep switch and chip. Unfortunately, they sniped me. Now I'm down to shield. I have switch, but I'm down to shield, and I'm not going to get that move off. So it's going to be a tough one to come back from. And counter is resisted, but the Rage Fist is super effective. The first one you just let go, but that does over 50%. So throwing this, hoping that they want to get up. I'm baiting here because I assume they're going to shield to try and get the second move off. And they don't. So I'm like, okay, that's unfortunate. Now I have to catch here. So it's just like a, it's not even a comedy. It's just bad plays. I also thought that maybe a Surf would take out from there, but it did not. It is a Drifblim in the back. So right, a Night Slash, if I was able to farm down the Dunsparce and Night Slash, either the Drifblim would have grabbed the shield or chipped that then Annihilate, probably to like 50%, then I could have come in with Jellicent and just hexed down and come out with a ton of energy, and I would have had a ton of energy for the Drifblim and the Reggie. Even though it would have been down a shield, I would have had the ability to combo. But between just all the misplays there, it just did not work. Okay. Steelix is a weird one. Thunder fast move is super effective against Jellicent. All the dragon moves are resisted on the steel. So I'm basically staying in this matchup because I feel like I have to. I do get the Trailblaze off, but unfortunately they do take me out here. But I took him to a couple HP. At this point, I probably come Jellicent. Yeah. Come Jellicent to... They probably have Psychic Fangs and Breaking Swipe as the charge moves. So yes, Thunder Fang is super effective, but I'd rather just take the charge moves that aren't good. And what is in the back? Ferret. I will chip because Ferret is got some bulk here, and but terrible alignment here. Reggie hopefully can sweep this. So Reggie has to sweep, right? So it's not even a question of whether I'm shielding here. It's Reggie has to get this out of here. And they're not getting out. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's like a fire or a grass in the back or something. Or something that needs shields, Pidgeot. And Pidgeot is also normal, so Jellicent's going to have a problem with that. Hoping that a Breaking Swipe lowers the attack once, and it looks like it did there. I'm, going to shield because I'm going to try and do the exact same thing. I'm going to try to grab, try to lower the attack again with another Breaking Swipe. Got it once, and probably Instant Swap here. Yeah, Instant Swap, and end up getting the Surf off. Instant swapping because I don't want them to like farm and get to a move here. So just actually get the Surf to take it out. Annihilate. Again, kind of a tough one. I'm going Jellicent right away. Yeah. Okay. Going Jellicent right away just because, yes, Scizor can probably grab a shield with Night Slash, but they're going to basically Rage Fist and come out with energy. So I just do not want that. And they came with Lapras, which last time I checked, Lapras does not have any charge moves for Jellicent. So this is a fantastic matchup for me. Grabbed one shield, chipped it to the yellow. They're just going to have those Sparkling Arias. Even if they get to a second one, I don't even mind if they take me out, quite honestly. I'm just going to try and chip with Surf. It is enough to take out. Now my only concern is Annihilate comes in and tries to counter down and comes out with energy. Yeah, I did chip it a ton, but this is kind of the worst case scenario. It has a bunch of energy. Let's see if I shield the first one or not, because I know they're almost at like they're at like 1.5. I don't, and it's an Ice Punch, so that sucks. What's in the back though? A Credility, so that is unfortunate for them. I have an answer here. I shield. They will lower my attack. Can I take it down without having to burn a move here? I don't think so. I think I have to burn this Night Slash. Yeah, that's fine. Burning the Night Slash before they get to another Rock Tomb. And I still have a ton of health. And I have another Night Slash, so still in a pretty good spot here. And they're out of move. I'm going to have to shield. And hope that I can just outpace here, or just Bullet Punch down. Yeah, the Bullet Punch does a lot on a Shadow here. Jellicent Jellicent's a kind of weird one because yes, you have super effective Night Slash and Trailblaze, but Bullet Punch is resisted. So even if you land one, what's the point? Oh, and they're running Bubble. And they're running Bubble. Had I noticed that, I may have gotten out sooner because Bubble is resisted by both Jellicent and Reggie. And it's a Bubble Beam. So yeah, I'm definitely instant swapping now. Friggin' Bubble and a Bubble Beam. Get out of here with that. Do pull out a Wiggly with Jellicent, which is great. I mean, Hex and Shadow Ball are resisted, but it's much, much better than having Reggie on this. So we will chip here to the red. They have no charge moves they can actually throw at me either. Swift and Icy Wind are both resisted. So maybe, oh yeah, see if I just go 1 or 2 here. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm trying to come out with a little extra energy, although I'm pretty low, so maybe it's extra energy, maybe it's just not letting the next Pokemon farm me much. Altaria comes in. Yeah, Dragon Breath is resisted here. I can chip, and then I think I just like Reggie as a sweep win con, and my attack boosted. Oh, I still think I have to let this go because I think if I just like Bubbles resisted, like I mentioned, hopefully they don't Bubble Beam me. That would be unfortunate. Okay, good. They did go Shadow Ball, which is huge because now I'm at 2 breaking swipes. So Altaria comes in. I'm at 2 breaking swipes already. And they shield up the first move, which means Dragon Energy is very quick behind here. Super effective charge move on the Altaria. One shot the rest of it there. It's a Dene again, and we've seen this lead, so we'll play it out the exact same way. This is the last battle here. Feels like I've been talking a lot here. 27 minutes. So we'll play it out same way, and we'll see what's in the back. And they give up Switch into Lapras. Holy smokes. I was debating Night Slash here, but I was just like, grab that second shield or take this out. And then I catch on the Jellicent knowing that it's a Lapras and has no charge moves for this. So that's why. So even if I could go double Night Slash, I just think that grabbing that, guaranteed grab that shield or take it out and then catch on a Pokemon that resists all the charge moves was just an easy combo there. Gonna farm up a bit, but not too much. I do want to try to land the Shadow Ball here. And I do. So if the Dene comes in, I probably just surf this. Yeah, I surf it out immediately. I don't think I can Hex down before they get to a move. So we're just going to take this out. What's in the back? Toadscruel. So I'm coming this right away, knowing at best they have Wrap, which is not going to take me out. And Seed Bomb is resisted. And getting to the Dragon Energy here, knowing that this will do a lot of damage. And basically take it out for the win. So yeah, very successful team. May go back to it or some variation of this. Just because I think it worked in Ultra League and it's working in Great League. So nice combo there. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.